Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Georgia and today I'm going to be watching season 5 episode 4 of Supernatural. If you want access to my uncut reactions, the link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. Last episode was so good. Sam and Dean weren't together. They were both on their, I guess, solo journey. Sam trying to lead a normal life, just working, trying to regain his self-control, and Dean working cases. But he had a sidekick this time in Castiel, and I have to say, such a comedic duo. So funny to watch, but it also has that twang of loneliness there as well, because as soon as Castiel left, Dean's mask immediately slipped, and it was kind of like the reveal that he is chatting bullshit and he is so lonely without Sam there. Castiel might have been a distraction for one night and they had a lot of fun, more fun than he's had in years, he said. But that doesn't change the fact that living on the road alone is a lonely time. We need them reunited, basically. I am so proud of Sam though. Oh my goodness. These asshole hunters found him, but he decided not to help them, and one of the hunters died, and the demons revealed that Sam was the one that set Lucifer free and killed Lilith. So they came in for revenge and wanted him to turn dark again to get revenge on the demons that killed their friend, and they literally tried to force feed him a vial of demon blood, but thankfully he spat it out. Like, that is the true test of self-control he needed. Even without the stress of Dean being there trying to stop him and whatnot, he did it all on his own, and I am so proud of him for that. Oh god though, that ending! He was faced with, well, Jess technically, but Lucifer, who revealed that Sam is his true vessel. I'm sorry, what? This could end with a Sam v Dean, Michael v Lucifer thing if it arises, and obviously I don't think either of them will grant permission for them to use their bodies as vessels if they can help it. But Lucifer said, I'll just keep bringing you back from hell if you say no. Like, there's so much torture he could go through before he finally has to give in and say yes. I don't want to think about it, but it's so good because it makes so much sense. Sam has always been like a core piece of this master plan that Azazel has had since 1972. I went back to check, I knew I got the year wrong. So him being that final piece for the bad side to win is just so perfect, and now I can see why this is like the final season of the show, the final arc or whatever, because if it ends with a Angels v Demons showdown right at the very end, where do you go after that? I don't know. I've still got the season to go through, so I won't dwell on that just yet, but man, that was such a good plot twist. Both Winchester brothers being the core piece of the puzzle. Oh, it's so good. Dean was brought back from hell not because of him, which is not so good, but because they need his body for this fight, and they allowed the fight to happen. Oh man, it's crazy. I could actually talk about it for days, but I'm not going to. As always though, I am very excited for this next episode.
Excuse me, friend, but have you taken time out to think about God's plan for you?
Too freaking much, pal.
Yeah, hits a little too close for home.
I mean, why would the demons keep a gun around that kills demons?
What?
That's kind of funny, talking to a messenger of God on a cell phone.
Yeah, I didn't even think he would be able
Like
to use a
watching
phone.
Hell's Angel ride a moped.
This isn't funny, Dean. The voice says I'm almost out of minutes.
Okay, all right.
Why does Castiel feel like he's becoming more human by the day?
Human. And the stuff I gotta do.
What stuff?
Sleep.
Eat. For example, in this case, sleep. I just need like 4 hours once in a while, okay?
4 hours? Wow.
I'll just wait here then.
Really? Oh my god. Don't tell me he actually stands there for 4 hours. That is ridiculous. Castiel, go have some fun!
That's me. Sam? So you're his vessel, huh? Just when you thought you were out, they pull you back in, huh, Sammy?
So that's it? That's your response?
I don't like that line. Dean, shut up! Just when you think you're out, they pull you back in. That makes it sound like Sam's gonna give in so easily. What about when The angels told you that you were Michael's vessel. Did that pull you back into them? No. Have more faith in him.
I'm gonna hunt him down, Dean.
Oh, so we're back to revenge then, are we?
Oh, I don't know about this one though.
Not revenge. Redemption.
So we're just gonna walk back in and we're gonna be the dynamic duo again?
I'm gonna prove it to you.
You need each other, Dean.
We're not stronger when we're together, Sam.
You are.
I think we're weaker. Love, family, whatever it is, they are always gonna use it against us. And you know that.
I get it. I get it. For every decision they have made thus far, all the sacrifices, all the deals they've made, it has led them to this in the end. If Dean hadn't made that deal in season 2, Sam would legit just be dead, Jake would have been the winner, and all this stuff probably still would have happened. Like, I know Sam wouldn't have been there to kill Lilith and all that, but who knows, maybe Jake could have done it. At the end of the day, they are both still alive because of the previous decisions that they've made, and I think the end of the world would have come whatever way, because the angels and the demons all planned for this to happen, to have this face-off. They are each other's weak spots, there's no disputing that whatsoever, like, we all know this by now. But even if they're apart, their bond won't weaken, and if the angels or the demons or whoever approaches them with some kind of threat against the other, they're still going to do whatever they can to save them, whether they're together or apart. Why does it feel different now? What is this room? What the hell happened overnight? 4 hours sleep was way too much, it seems. The end?
Little girl? Are you hurt?
I feel like this is
we're
about
not
to be
talking
a
thing, it's getting
jump
creepy,
scare.
right?
Ugh. Oh! Croatoan. Racking my brain to try and remember what exactly that virus was. That was all a test to see if Sam was immune, wasn't it? What is happening? Why are they playing the song from Dirty Dancing? How has Croatoan come back? And how has it struck this town overnight? What?
August 1st, 2014.
What is this, 4 years in the future? Is Sam alive? Oh my god. Is this like a what if?
Pandemic reaches Australia.
Oh my
I thought I
god!
smelled your stink on this Back to the Future crap.
Is this another one of like Zachariah's scenarios, like what happened in It's a Terrible Life?
We want you to marinate a bit.
Marinate.
3 days, Dean. 3 days to see where this course of action takes you.
Oh. So this is gonna be like what the world becomes if he doesn't say yes to Michael, right? I was gonna say, is this what the world will become if Sam becomes Lucifer's vessel? But it's the opposite.
It means that your choices have consequences. This is what happens to the world if you continue to say no to Michael.
How does this come about from him saying no to that? How
Mommy,
many
coming
people are
in.
gonna be dead? Blood streaks.
Camp Chautauqua.
I'm sorry, what? No, I have not seen things. Castiel! What is going to have become of him? He's dressed in normal clothes. Well, ish.
Oh, baby, no.
Is he Impala? Oh no!
Baby, what did they do to you?
Oh, goodness gracious me. Who's that now? I'm sorry, what? How is that possible? Oh, it's him in the future!
What the hell? I should be asking that question, don't you think?
This is funny,
won't
because
you
I
give me
remember
one
people
good
saying
reason?
that Jensen doesn't like these
Why shouldn't
scenes where
Yankee
it's
right
one-on-one
here
with
now?
himself, but I think they're always so good.
Because you'd only be hurting yourself. You had every hidden lockpick, box cutter, and switchblade that I carry. You want to explain that?
Some things don't change then.
I'm you. From the tail end of 2009, Zach plucked me
Or
from my
5
bed,
years in the future.
threw me 5 years into the future. Where is he? I want to talk to him. I don't know. Oh, you don't know?
Come on, you were there in 2009, you know you had no control over this.
Croatoan virus, right? That's their endgame. It's efficient. It's incurable. and it's scary as hell. What about Sam? From what I understand, Sam didn't make it. You weren't with him? No.
You wanted to stay away, Dean.
No, me and Sam, we haven't
Although I
talked in,
never would have thought it would be that long.
hell, 5 years.
So you know what? This is not a alternate universe of this is what happens if you say no to Michael. This is a universe of what happens if you continue to stay away from Sam. I am taking that and running with it.
Find him?
Even he
You
is
have to
shocked
worry
by
about
that.
Where are you going?
He thought he'd
I'm
give in
going
at
there.
some point.
I got a camp full of twitchy trauma survivors out there with an apocalypse hanging over their head. The last thing I need to see is a version of the Parent Trap.
Amazing.
So yeah,
Bill.
you stay locked down. Oh, come on. You don't trust yourself?
He knows you
No.
all too well.
Absolutely not.
He really is just equipped for survival. Like, how does that come into your brain? Chippy at some wood to get out a nail.
You got a second?
Oh my gosh, Chuck!
Yes. Easy, lady.
Risa.
Risa?
You spent the night in Jane's cabin last night, didn't you?
What? Did
Still
I?
a playboy. Chuck,
Chuck
don't you
is-
think he looks a bit too
Cass
clean
still here?
for this timeline?
Yeah. I don't think Cass is going anywhere.
I don't think Cass is gonna be the same somehow.
Now, the key
His
to
shoes!
total shared perception is, it's surprisingly physical. Why not go get washed up for the orgy?
What's happened to him? I don't like it!
Were you a hippie?
Is he a human
You've
now?
gotten over trying to label me. You. Or not you, not now you anyway.
No.
Ooh,
Yeah,
he still has
yes,
some good
exactly.
senses.
What year are you from?
2009.
I wish I could just strap on my wings, but I'm sorry, no dice.
He has a normal voice.
What are you, stoned?
Generally, yeah.
What happened to you?
My thoughts exactly.
Life.
Fair point.
Hey! Watch out!
Why?
Me and him? It's a pretty messed up situation we got going.
I'm sorry, I
But
think
believe
you're in
me,
a messed up situation for
when
shooting
you need to know
one
something,
of
you
your
will know it.
guys.
What the
So
hell was
Dean
that?
really is the
hell was
leader of
that?
this place.
You just shot a guy in cold blood. Don't you think that freaked him out a little bit? It's 2014. Plug in some quote, it's called commonplace. This isn't your time, it's mine. You don't make the decisions
He's so
I do.
different.
So when I say stay in, you stay in.
Although sometimes that does sound like how he talks to Sam. Well, the cult's
Cult?
back in town.
Took me 5 years, but I finally got it.
Well done.
Tonight I'm gonna kill the devil.
He said Sam didn't survive. That doesn't necessarily mean it's not his body.
We're torturing again. Well, that's good. Classy.
What? I like past you.
Are you coming?
Of course. But why is he? I mean, he's you 5 years ago. If something happens to him, you're gone, right?
He's coming.
Okay.
That is a point. Can he die in this?
Zach's looking after you, right?
Oh yeah, he'll get brought back either way because he's the vessel.
You're coming because I want you to see something. I want you to see our brother. Sam.
He's Lucifer. He's the devil.
I thought he was dead. Sam didn't die in Detroit. He said yes. Yes? Why would he do that? Wish I knew.
Maybe you would know if you were still in touch.
And you need to see it. The whole damn thing. How bad it gets so you can do it different. What do you
Yes.
mean? You get back home?
Don't do what you've
You
done.
say yes.
No, not
You hear
that.
me? Say yes to Michael.
No, call Sam
If I let
and
him in the
reunite.
fight- I've shouted yes till I was blue in the face. The angels aren't listening. They just left, gave up. It's too late for me, but for you. Oh no, there's gotta be another way. Dean, I was wrong.
He never ever admits that.
Say yes.
I don't think he should.
But you won't.
You hoard toilet paper. You understand me? Hoard it. Hoard it like it's made of
Confirmed.
gold.
Chuck is a
it
panic
is.
buyer.
Thanks, Chuck.
Popping
Lucy knows.
pills while driving? Oh,
Dane, I'm not an angel anymore.
What?
Yeah, I went mortal.
by choice?
What do you mean? How?
I think it had something to do with the other angels leaving. My mojo just kind of drained away. Dane, I'm all but useless. Last year, broke my foot, laid up for 2 months.
Wow.
It happens.
So you're human.
I'm hapless. I'm hopeless. I mean, why the hell not bury myself in women and decadence?
Why does that sound so much like something Dean would have said at the start of season 3 when he had a death sentence hanging over his head? Last episode, Castiel was reciting a few of Dean's famous phrases. And this episode, obviously this is 5 years in the future, but he's more like Dean than ever here. I have to say, not a good look for him. I don't like it. I like Cass with the stick in his ass.
You sure about this?
They'll never see us coming. Now, weapons check. We're on the move in 5. Hey,
They'll never see you go in a second floor window.
I talked to you for a sec. See, I know your lying expressions. I've seen them in the mirror.
Have you seen them in the mirror? Does that mean you practice lying in the mirror?
They cleared a path for us. Which means that this is a trap. Exactly. Well, then we can't
So
go
you're
through the
just
front.
gonna
We're not.
sacrifice them?
They are. You and me, we're going into the back.
You don't even care about them at all.
I wouldn't sacrifice my friends. You're right. You wouldn't. It's one of the main reasons we're in this mess, actually. They trust me to kill the devil and to save the world. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Not like this, you're not. I'm not gonna let you. Really? Yeah.
Well then, that's that settled.
Oh,
What is with this white outfit?
hello, Dean. It must be painful speaking to me in this shape.
This is so
But
odd.
it had to be your brother. It had to be.
Lucifer does always seem to have this calm aura about him
don't
that
have to
seems
be
like
afraid
he
of me,
is a bit nice.
My stomach's almost out of bile.
You know why God cast me down? Because I loved him. More than anything. And then God created you. I said these human beings were flawed, murderous.
Look at yourself.
And for that, God had Michael cast me into hell.
The only difference between them and you is the size of your ego.
Get what the other angels see in you.
A lot of people seem to like 2019.
Bye. We'll meet again soon. Pardon?
You better kill
His
me now,
posture is crazy.
or I swear I will find a way to kill you.
Whatever you do, you will always end up here.
Not if he can. Oh,
I win. See you in 5 years, Dane.
it would be kind of cool though if in season 10 this is actually what happened. But I want to believe they're all wrong. Oh, jump scare.
You saw it, right? You saw what happens. You're the only person who can prove the devil wrong. Say yes, and we can strike. Before Lucifer gets to Sam, before billions die.
You enabled this to happen. No.
Nah.
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 I've learned a lesson, all right. Just not the one you wanted to teach.
I got you now, boy. And I'm never letting you. Son of a...
Castiel!
Very nice timing, Cass.
We had an appointment.
Oh, I love Castiel so much.
Don't ever change.
Wait, he's still in that same spot. Did he actually wake up for 4 hours?
Something I should have done in the first place.
He's gonna call Sam, he's gonna call Sam.
If you're serious, you want back in, you should hang on to this. Look, man, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm whatever I need to be, but I was, wrong.
I love it when he can admit that he's wrong.
Maybe they'll find a way to use us against each other. I don't know. I just know we're all we've got. We keep each other human.
And that's the
Thank you.
important thing.
Really. Thank you. So what do we do now?
We make our own future.
Oh, I'm so glad he did that. Oh. That was like a perfect episode. I loved that so much. Growth from Dean, character development from Dean, fighting against Zachariah. Oh, I loved it so much. I loved it. The performances were so good. Jensen As I said, I vaguely remember people saying that he doesn't like doing scenes with himself, like in Dream a Little Dream of Me. But I thought that scene where he was against himself was so good. And again here, seeing him face off with himself, and this time seeing the polarizing versions of him from 5 years in the future to now was, such a difference, and it really showed how he needs Sam. And I'm so glad that he took that message and ran with it, even though the future version of himself and Zachariah were telling him, you have to say yes to Michael. Even 2014 Dean was saying, I regret not saying it, I've said yes 1,000 times and it still isn't happening. When you go back, please say yes. He knew that's not the right thing to do, and I mean, time will tell whether that was the right thing to do or not, but I see the message as staying away from Sam caused all this, not him saying no to Michael. And it was really interesting that they've called back to Croatoan in this episode as well. I never thought this would return, and I can't believe that Lucifer plans to infect the world with this to kill humans. It's really crazy, and I'm surprised that we didn't see any demons in this episode besides Lucifer, obviously. I thought that the world would be crawling with demons now that Lucifer is in charge, but there was no sign of any. I wish we did get a little bit more explanation of like what actually happened to the angels. Castiel said he lost his powers because all the angels left. I want to know specifically what left means. Did they just peace out? Or were they erased by Lucifer? What exactly happened there? No mention of God either, so I don't know whether God ever turned up. But this is all an alternate reality, it won't actually happen, so it doesn't really matter. What matters is the here and now. And also, funny callback, the very start of the episode, when that preacher on the sidewalk was approaching people about God and stuff, that was one of Zachariah's moles. Like, they are employing humans now and using them to find Dean. He said they're using unorthodox methods, but wow. So there is a chance that angels can find them now using these different ways, which is not good. I thought they were safe from the angels now that they have these Enochian sigils burned into them, but they are finding ways around it, which is annoying. Seeing Sam as Lucifer was so cool. I truly hope this doesn't become the reality and we never have to see it again, but it was really cool to see him play the evil character. I remember really enjoying Born Under a Bad Sign when Sam was possessed by a demon in that episode. That was so cool. And of course, because for this whole show the majority of the time has been spent worrying about whether or not Sam will go dark, it's really cool just to see it, even if we don't want it, because Jared gets to flex his acting skills, and it's always gonna be a fun thing for an episode. Like, takes me back to Skin when Dean was evil as well. I loved that episode. It's so cool seeing them be these alternate versions of themselves. Even though Dean wasn't a demon or anything in this, he was still technically evil, I'd say. He was sacrificing his friends. He's just so focused on revenge and killing Lucifer at this point in time that nothing else matters. But then what happens once they do get rid of Lucifer? He will have no one. You either die together or you stay together. That's the way I see it, and I think that's the way Dean sees it too. He says he never ever would do something like that, but 2014 Dean saw that as a weakness. He was like, yeah, and that is why we ended up here. Thankfully he's going to be changing some things. Butterfly effect comes into play here, and I really hope he has made the right decision with choosing to enter Sam back into his life and saying no to Michael. We haven't actually seen Michael yet. I kind of want to get a glimpse of what he is like. And also, even Dean seemed so shocked that he never reached out to Sam in 5 years. I'm sure he thought he would probably crack at some point, because it's only been, what, a couple weeks at this point in time. Sam rang once and he said no, which was soul crushing, by the way. But I'm sure he thought somewhere down the line they'd end up reuniting and getting back together. And it was as much a shock to him as anyone else that they remained separated for that time. Also, as always, special shout out to Castiel. Oh my god, it was so scary seeing what he turned into. I do not want that. Arguably, that was the worst part of this whole thing. Sam becoming Lucifer? Pfft, who cares? Castiel becoming that was terrible, and I do not want it. No way. I love Castiel the way he is, and Dean saying don't ever change. I loved it so much. And he saved him at the right time. He always comes through, and it is absolutely adorable the way he is now using a phone to communicate with him. He was like, the phone says I'm nearly out of minutes. So funny. And he waited there for 4 hours probably. That is a headcanon in my head if it isn't true, but he was still standing in the same place, and he probably timed it perfectly for 4 hours as well, knowing him. Oh, so good. But seeing what he turned into and saying that he's burying himself in decadence, it is just as true. As much as there is a thin line between love and hate, there is a really thin line between hope and despair as well. And I guess he just lost all his faith. Once his power started going, he just lost all faith in God and decided to turn into this and numbing himself with drugs and alcohol and orgies. Oh God, when you just think the last episode, Dean was trying to set him up with a prostitute. We all saw how that went. He started talking about her daddy issues and it was an absolute train wreck. Now he's off having orgies. No, take it back. I do not want it. He was funny, I will say that. It's always funny seeing Castiel have a different voice. It wasn't as normal as in The Rapture, but it was still different. But because of how much he had changed personality-wise, that completely overtook the change in his voice for me. It was horrible seeing what the world had become and how hopeless they all were. Oh my God, and Chuck too! I never would have expected Chuck to make it that far. If the angels had just abandoned Earth and he wasn't being watched by an archangel anymore, I would not expect Chuck to have lived a year into this apocalypse. But his role in camp, I have to say, really suited him so well. Like, that was the perfect role for him, and I would so expect him to be a panic buyer. I don't know, he just gives off that vibes. Maybe all the toilet paper hoarding in the pandemic was Supernatural fans. Wild theory. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching my reaction to season 5 episode 4 of Supernatural. If you want access to my uncut reactions to Supernatural, the link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for episode 5. Bye.
I like him sweet but naughty, pimples on the cheeks. I bet you taste like